What up, Banditos? Good morning, good morning. Monday, September 8th, and yeah, we're going live with the devs in just under an hour. A little FaceTime Season 2 opener, and we're going to have a special guest. They're bringing in one of the director of game development? Game director, it's just game director. Alexandru Berzanu. So I think we can ask him some questions when he shows up. So new faces are always good. What do you guys think? So I'm thinking this is mostly going to be a seasonal recap. So they're going to focus on the PACT season, what we can expect. Probably going to spend some time on modifiers. Maybe tell us some changes, if any, that they made since the PTS Part 2. And probably spend a little bit more time on Retaliation. I hope they go into rewards. I think that would be the biggest change at this stage that they could make is the reward system. I think there's been a lot of feedback. A lot of people are saying, hey, why would I play Retaliation if I don't need exotic blueprints? And I don't need exotic blueprints, and I'm going to play the shit out of that game mode. I think it's pretty cool. But I get the sentiment. You know what I mean? I do. And I also get the skepticism about the game mode too. You know, I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it, you know? Because I think you're gonna like it. But from the outside in, you know, just kind of looking at it from the outside, I see how it's easy to get that feeling of like, oh, it's just a bunch of control points. You know, we already got those. It's really not. And the difference is how it makes you feel when you're playing it. The level of intensity. You know, Pipster coming in hot. 22 months over there on YouTube as a member. What a bandito. What a bandito. So much coming you guys' way. Appreciate you, my man, for all that you do. So yeah, I think you guys are really gonna like it. But you know, I had an interesting discourse with Dispatch, for example, the other day, you know, just in the comment section. He was like, oh man, I can't believe you gave it so much credit. And that's his perspective, you know. And I was just like, well, I mean, for me, my expectations are here. They're down here with the Division 2. And the best way I can explain it is like, hey, look, this game's it's a 7-year-old game, you know, going on 50. So like, you know, I'm not looking for big innovation in the Division 2. That's gonna, if they go that route again, which they tried to do with the seasonal characters, right? If they go that route, they're gonna, it's not gonna go well. So we're looking for small incremental additions to the game, more of an evolution system. And so I thought it was interesting what he was saying. So, you know, he happened to put out a video reviewing it too. And he was saying, oh, and he had kind of designed in his head this whole game mode, which sounded great, you know, but the devs aren't going to do that, right? And they shouldn't, in my opinion. I don't think they should go and design a whole new game mode for this game. It's really hit or miss. They got survivors coming, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that's awesome because they know it works already, and they're just kind of bringing it from the Division 1 into the Division 2 and then tailoring it, right? But, you know, you look at like the Summit and the Descent, those are big failures in my mind. I mean, the Dark Zone's a big failure, you know, no matter how much they try. So it's just, you know, I wish, but let's just save it for the Division 3 and then entertain me between now and then. That's all I can ask for. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can say, hey, well, this game mode could be a hell of a lot better if they brought in aliens and UFOs and, you know, we were shooting rockets out of our bungholes. You know, yeah, I could do that too, but, you know, it's just, you know, the scope has got to be limited in a game this old where we had nothing to do but wear in our tracks, you know. Basically, we were running the same routines over and over again with the same type of builds, and we're set. We as a player base have set ourselves up for that to be the expectation. So when you throw us major curveballs, the community tends to not accept it well, you know? So that's why we see a lot of what some would say, oh, it's just a reskinned version of Alpha Bridge from the Division 1 or whatever, you know? Like, yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of that between now and the end of this this game's life, I think. But I'm here for it. I dig it because we know Division 3 is coming, and so this new game mode for the open world, I think it's cool, man. It's cool. It's what we know to come and love, and they added some rich intensity to it that makes it feel fresh for me. And I spend a lot of time in the open world. That's basically all I play is the open world and legendaries, and sprinkle in some master missions. But for the most part, I don't do heroic missions unless I absolutely have to. So, you know, I think they put it in the right place. And the fact that they didn't destroy the open world for this system is a good thing. It's optional. You don't even have to do it. So there's that. There's that. What up, Sapper? What's going on, my man? Streets! You didn't like Survival, Rogue? God, everybody has been asking for it. You know, I never actually played it. Cyberdyne Systems has shown up. Holy shit. Hold on to your hardware. You can a little. Oh, yeah, I like that, Cyberdyne. I think just like anything, the system is going to get mundane, right? Just like anything, the new game mode. It will. Over time, it'll devolve. But you kind of can. You can set them up to go back to back. And that's how I did it in my last test in PTS Phase 2. So I wanted to see how that worked. So I unlocked multiple retaliations. So that I can do them back to back, and by doing that, I gave my character the best possible chance because I unlocked a bunch of zones by doing a bunch of control points, which gave me better RPM and rate of fire. Weapon damage. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the idea of it escalating. You know, and maybe it will one day, right? But we do know one thing about the devs: they usually release it and leave it. You know. Set it and forget it. That's how these devs go. They'll maybe come around and make one small tweak to it, right? After a little bit of in-game feedback, they'll come through and maybe tweak the reward system, or if it's too difficult, they'll tack it back. But they're thinking about new and casual players. And I played some Cyberdyne where it was, I never played in group, and I was using my test account, so my gear wasn't like top notch, no level 30 stuff or anything like that. But I played some where I slaughtered it. It felt really good, and it was kind of easy. And I was like, wow, that was cool. It was quick. It was easy. I was in. I was out, you know. And then I played some. I got my ass kicked, like up and down the street. I mean, it was constant. I put that gameplay up where I had, in one session, and this was in the Downtown East, I had 3 kill squads spawn. 3 kill squads. And this thing was a 45-minute constant engagement battle for my fucking life. Ricardo Gee! Ricardo!
Ha! That's my boy!
So yeah, and that one was genuinely hard. It was beatable, which is important. So it didn't feel unfair or anything like that, but it was hard. I mean, I had, you know how the second wave of the control points, you get these unusual fire teams? This one came out with, on one of them, it came out with all sniper turrets. All sniper turrets, like 6 of them. That's just fucking crazy, right? Because they pin you down, they hit hard. And then on the other one, it was all snipers. Like all elite snipers, and they were the ones that would blind you. They were hyenas. The kill squads were kind of easy. They were the ones with the chainsaws, which those guys are slow. But I ended up not beating it. And I was in a really good place. I had a lot of my buffs up, and you know, 45 minutes later, they just got me. I mean, part of it was my mistake because I used the active modifier and ended up killing me. It's all an experiment, I guess. It's all an experiment. But, what up, Sleaze? What up, John? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't know for sure. They don't really have an agenda, but I wouldn't expect too much new stuff in this live stream if you've been following along. But if you haven't, if you've been off planet, then some of this stuff will be new. Milo, what up? The update, the servers will probably go down tonight. I'm sure they'll tell us that, and we'll probably hopefully get final patch notes. Might not get them until the morning. Yeah, we will have drops tomorrow, and my drops should be live tomorrow. Not like last time we had drops where they were broken. And yeah, we're not gonna have these modifiers anymore. What do you guys think about that? We're gonna get a whole new set. They're different, man. A little more straightforward. They feel good. The main one. So this coming season, it's all about the global modifier. Now, they've always kind of said that. Right on, Nasty. They've always kind of said that, but this season coming seems to be more like that than any of the previous ones. And it's really straightforward and less confusing, which is awesome. Basically, the more zones you control, the more damage you get. DPS, specifically. So, rate of fire and weapon damage. That's it. So, it's nice. There's 11 total zones, a possible 30% rate of fire and weapon damage increase. That's a lot. That's a lot. And you can feel it, and it feels fucking good. I think the RPM buffs that they give us always feel the best. Better than any other buff that they give us, right? The RPM buffs always feel good. And, I mean, I do like my bonus armor, don't get me wrong. What was I thinking? What's the other thing that I really like that they give us? Oh, free reloads. When they give you a free reload, oh, I love that shit. You can go for days, right? But otherwise, the passive modifiers and the active modifiers are, some of them are really fucking cool. There's the one where it's called sanitize or something like that, sanitization, where you're basically dropping a fire chem on yourself that ignites automatically, and then it's a big zone. It's a really cool animation too, and so it'll burn anybody in a radius. That's basically anybody that's trying to flank you, or you can rush right and then drop the bomb and get them. And it's killer fire. If you get 3 dudes in that fire, then you get armor regen, and you're able to catch more guys on fire with crits for a set duration, which is cool. If you only get 2 guys on fire, then you just get the regen. That's the best one. There's some other ones where you can basically be berserk mode, and some of them are tough. They can definitely kill you. So sanitization is the one that there's no real downside to it. So it's pretty cool. But what I found, and I played many hours, I don't know, over 20 in that PTS, easy. The active modifier, I mean, you just don't use it very much. You know? I found myself forgetting it was even there. And I wanted to use it. I forgot it was there. You forget it was there because it's such a sideshow. And you could, where this season I feel like the active modifiers can very much be the main show. Yeah, but maybe that'll change. Maybe, we'll start building around the active modifier more, catching people on fire and using it to earn your ongoing directive, ammunition, etc. So there's that. And then the passive modifiers are very much passive. I mean, we're all probably going to run the same ones. The second set is all faction based. So if you're fighting the True Sons, you put on that one. If you're fighting the Black Tusk, you put on that one. you know, and then the first set, the global ones, they're pretty straightforward. There's, you know, there's two of them that are going to stand out to be the better ones for you. One of them is if you kill the assault guy, which is the basic grunt, if you kill him with a headshot, you're going to get special ammo. That's awesome, right? And then the other one is if you shoot a rusher inside 10 meters, it'll stagger them. So the other ones, which doesn't sound that awesome, but it's pretty helpful. And the other ones are kind of less awesome, you know. So they're very much a sideshow. I think they did that on purpose. I think they really wanted to be about that zone stuff to make sure those shine this season. And to believe it or not, I think it is good enough that way. You know, it felt really good, and I felt like the way that they designed it, all the modifiers, technically the active, I should say, the active and the global, the way they designed those, they're completely different than anything we've had so far, and they felt great when you're actually using them. I don't know if you're there in that stream when I used the Berserk mode once, but they're actually really fun. They're actually really fun. But I just where I wouldn't use them until I got really comfortable with them is during Retaliation, because they can get you killed. You know, there's one, it strips all of your armor. It takes away all of your armor, so you're living off of health. But I can't remember what it is. As long as you're shooting, you're healing, something like that. You know what I mean? So it's insane. It's insane because you're not used to that, right? No health, no whatever. I don't remember how this shit works. What do we got to do? So we're running an active modifier. It's probably just in case. Then we have crits. Am I running crits? Oh, but I don't want point man, do I? Let's run. Oh, let's run the hunter killer chest. Yeah. That sounds better. Let's put back on protection from elites. And then we can keep that, I guess. We could also run Alpha Bridge with this, but this is a PFE build, so I'll just stick with it. So this is for the free reload. We got a shield, and we're running Brazen. Yeah, all right. Oh wait, what talent am I running? I'll just assume we have shotgun set there. I believe the devs said, no, your map won't reset, but the community says yes, it will reset. So your guess is as good as mine. You know what I mean? But I would count on it resetting, you know, to tell you the truth. Here's the deal. And I want to make a video about this to get ready. But some people are thinking, and I see the logic behind it. So, like, hey, if the buffs are based on how many control points you get, then why don't I just go unlock all the control points today, and then tomorrow when the patch goes live, assuming the map doesn't reset, then I'll be fully buffed, right? True. True. From 1 degree, you'll have your global modifier, but the problem is, what up, Cassie? The problem is that you have to go through your journey. And so the journey's going to be easier to do if you're able to use your control points. So you're going to want to definitely do journey number 2 tomorrow. That should be like top of your list, because it's going to unlock all of your active modifiers. And then you're going to want to pick the next one that has the headshot one. And then from there, that point forward, all of the modifiers unlock a single, all the missions unlock a single passive modifier, and you got a lot of them. So it must be more than one, because that wouldn't make sense. So, because I think there's 6, 12. I think there's 12, so they must unlock 2. Let me see. What does that come out to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know how that math works. We must get a couple of them on stage 2. I'll have to look again. But either way, you have to do all of these, or you're not going to be fully buffed. And so, you know, you're just going to end up resetting your control points anyway. So I wouldn't stress out about that. So the stream starts in 30 minutes. Until then, let's kill somebody. Juan Pablo, Juanito.
Reinforcements incoming.
It's always this guy that comes out. It's always this dude. Same guy.
Whoa! I'm a target!
So I got the free reload thing going here. So we gotta remember to do that. Oops, that was early. We both missed. Haha! It was planned. I missed my shotgun builds, man. This was the season of the shotguns for me.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Good season for bonus.
Setting up my turret. Get here.
The shifty little Bosco.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Over here.
Did we kill the boss? I don't remember killing him. Guess so.
That's a good spot for a target. Shoot us, stay shit. Blocking the enemy.
Anybody still getting a kick out of their Tinkerer mask? I haven't really been enjoying it. You notice I haven't made a video on it? That's weird. Make a video about everything.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
And I have made builds for it. I just... There's just better options. You know what I mean? There's just better options, you know? I mean, it works for a particular play style, which is basically play from cover.
Unlocked.
but it comes with the condition, which is called I'd rather. You know, I would rather run a named weapon. I would rather run an exotic weapon. You know what I mean? That's the condition. I'd rather run the Memento. I'd rather run the Coyote's Mask. I'd rather run something else, like the Exodus gloves. You know what I mean? Because putting killer and measured together, just not that cool. And then there's the Memento, yeah. There's the Memento, which I'm a little bit addicted to.
Hostile broadcast detected.
It's not like the worst exotic in the game or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a great exotic. Steve, I appreciate that. That's up, bro. It's a good exotic, actually. It does exactly what it says it could do. It's easy to make happen. I mean, when it comes to its effectiveness, I would definitely put it up there in the A tier section. Maybe even the S tier, if I were to be fair. Take judgment away. Because the way I do these isn't like, hey, it's the coolest, so it's an S tier. That's not how I do those. You know, it's sort of like I build a criteria. You know, how easy is it to proc, and what are the conditions, and is it useful for PvE applications and stuff like that, right? I try to make it data driven, so I'm impartial about it when I do the tiers. But and it checks all the boxes to be an A or S tier. I would probably drop it to an A tier based on, like, this is the reality. I'm gonna have to interject here, because you're gonna run into that situation where it's just like, I'd rather, and it's like, it's outside of the scope of the description, right? The description says, hey, you can get all this extra damage just by running these two weapons, which is really cool, right? Like, yeah, totally. But what it doesn't say in the description is that, well, but it'd be cooler if you could do it on, like, run and gun builds, like Hunter's Fury. So, because that's when you're really going to need that extra kind of damage. But the bad part about it is that it's going to force you to run the Hunter's Fury chest piece or Hunter's Fury backpack, and you don't want to do that. It actually makes you weaker. So you gained damage, you lost damage. Net worse, basically. And that's because it's a worse scenario, because now you're vulnerable to death because you can't run bonus armor. So you can only run exotic, right? And if you want to run bonus armor, then that means you're running the Hunter's Fury chest piece, which also sucks. You know, you've been down this road. So that's what makes it a shitty exotic. The shitty part of the exotic, I should say, is that it forces you into running pieces that you would rather not run. And then what I've also found is, like, well,
I'm ready for you.
okay, lady, I'm gonna just go ahead and swipe you. Mind? Save me an ammo.
Gotta move.
These are hard times. Hold still. Yeah, so I mean,
incoming hostiles detected.
you can make builds for it. That's the problem with it. So here's my problem with it. Why I haven't made a video. It's like, you can make builds for it, but it's just a build, and I don't like making those videos. You know, that's why I haven't made a video about it. You know, it's just a build. It works, but I don't like making builds where I can say, but I rather. You know, maybe that's the video I should make right there. We just talked ourselves into it.
You're not going anywhere.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
And I'm kind of sitting there thinking like, well, what do I think about it? You know. Because on those, first of all, it's, in my opinion, it is best as a utility weapon. I mean, tool. Bring in like something like faster reloads, or you know, with fast hands, or something like stabilized or whatever, right? And then you could just play from cover and take advantage of all that cool utility. But for most of those builds, it's sort of like, yeah, but I don't really need it. You know? So... I think the best use case for the mask, though, jokes aside, is probably LMGs. Because they can definitely take advantage of that utility. They need it the most. Morning, Jedi.
Location guarded by hostiles.
Biko! Morning, Biko. We're just saying goodbye to our lovely shotgun builds. You're just now joining us. We will be going live with the devs in about 25 minutes. Let me make a note here that I need to make that build video on the mask.
Will you remember me?
It's early here. I'm basically on minimum sleep. I've been cranking out on this app that I'm putting out for you guys. I'll probably reveal it in the next day or two. And you're gonna love it for your money back. No, it's free. It's a free Bandido companion app. I'm calling it Bandido Buddy. And it's gonna have everything you need to survive the Division 2. Including hosting your brand new, fancy, easy to use, with the best interface you've ever seen on a Division 2 calculator for your sustained and burst DPS calculations. So it's gonna host that.
Supply room access unlocked.
I'm also gonna use it to host other permanent useful documents that YouTube doesn't do a good job of hosting, and also not everybody goes to Discord, and sometimes we drop that stuff in Discord. And some other surprises. What up, James? Yep, so I'm calling it Bandido Buddy. Like it or not. No, I think the companion is going to be... You know who I think the companion is going to be?
Detected.
I think it's either going to be Theo or it's going to be Keener. And that's how he gets his ass out of prison. What do you guys think? I mean, is he going to be in that prison forever? I mean, he's got some agenda, right? Some think that he got himself caught on purpose.
Reinforcements incoming.
Ah, fucking A. God, you bastards. Fucking riot foam, man. When I go down, it's always because of riot foam. Look at that heal back, though. Seen that? That's the fucking regen, bros. I didn't do anything there. That was just regen. Oh, you know, some of that was. Yeah, this is good now. The blue stuff is them healing me a little bit. Wait, is it coming in blue? Right? It does come in blue, doesn't it? You get 3,000 armor back as bonus armor. Yeah. So the blue, some of the blue is them. When they put damage on me.
Heavily armed. Hostile supply.
But the white
convoy
healing, that's
nearby.
all me, baby. I'm lifting weights.
Mine.
Reinforcement is complete.
There's gonna be a lot of dudes here. This is gonna be a hell of a control point. Because we got that,
Friendly soldiers down and out.
wailing on.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Finding good angles.
Put your bullets downrange. I'm gonna need a medic over here. Gotta find a fresh mag. Wounded civilian.
Don't you roar at me.
Setting up turret.
One tap in.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
No, it can't be. Too damn close.
Son of a bitch. Ah, you're an American.
Incoming hostiles detected.
No, sir. I'm from Kentucky.
Whoever was setting up my turret.
I know you're back here. Fucker. Where'd he go? Down the street? Oh, you got a little head. Thought it would be bigger. No, they're going live just on Twitch, but we'll be co-streaming it here. Tomorrow, Twitch drops. We got some backpack trophies. I'm sure they'll show them. I got an image. Nothing too exciting, but cool stuff. The usual, you know, weapon scan, stuff like that. No mask though. I like it when they give us masks too. Which stuff?
Enemies too close.
That one's bulletproof. God damn these two, huh? Fucking damn. Doing this a mag and a half, right?
Securing the position now. We're being flanked.
Yeah, I mean this season's gonna be a little bit different. Yeah, we're getting Retaliation. It is a new game mode. I hate calling it that officially. But it is. I prefer to call it an evolution of our open world.
Hostile detected.
But yeah, it's officially a new game mode.
Incoming hostiles detected.
You do have to activate it. You can, it's optional. Shot from that thing back there, huh? The exotics are gonna be pretty cool. Let me see. We got the Shroud, which is a new exotic sniper. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Most excited about the exotic pistol, and I'm surprised I'm saying that. I am. It's called the Tempest. It's like the 93R, but it's fully automatic, not just burst. And it's pretty sick. It's sick. I think it's a DPS lover's dream as a backup weapon. It's not really something you'd run as a main. You can. It works with Striker. It actually creates your Striker stacks like any other weapon would.
Agent in need of backup.
Not the best at it, but it's efficient, proficient, I should say. And then there's the Shroud, which is the sniper. Was kind of it was really glitchy.
Unlocked.
So I spent a lot of time testing it. And I was like, this thing just doesn't make any fucking sense. The way the damage was working, it was just like it was super broken. So hopefully they fix that. And then there were the gloves. I forget the name of them. But they give you amplified damage depending on what kind of enemy you're shooting. They were all right. They were nothing to write home about. But they're nice damage if you don't have anything else you're going to run. The gear set is called Tipping Scales. Digital, what up? I think it is the meta for LMGs. I did the math. I've seen different takes on it, but if you put it into context of gameplay, it definitely takes over as the meta for LMGs. I mean, you're talking over 600% critical hit damage easy on an easy day. It can base 525% crit damage plus 30% mag. But when you put it with Frenzy, it clears Striker by big numbers. And by big numbers, I mean like up to 3 million DPS better. That's a lot. It's a lot.
Malfunctioning.
And what does that ends up being, and that's on the sustain. The sustain's about 3 million better. And then on the burst, it's about 1 million better. Something like that. I did a whole video on it. Don't quote me on the actual math. Watch the video. But it feels good. It makes sense. It's great. And it fits. You know, it's not weird that it's better than Striker. It's basically Striker in a way for LMGs. It's specific. You know what I mean? It's designed for LMGs, and you can wear it without for other things, but That's great, you know. At least for one weapon class, we don't have to just run Striker. Yeah, the extra 30 rounds in the mag is a big deal. And so that's why it ends up being better. And it depends on how somebody is looking at it when it comes to the burst side. But it is better on burst than Striker, depending on who's doing the tests. Because if they don't do the tests with Frenzy, then Striker will come out slightly better on the burst. But if you do it with Frenzy with the new gear set tipping scales is better DPS than Striker, because Frenzy gives you more rate of fire and damage based on your mag size, and you're getting a 30% increase in mag, which will push you over the top. Otherwise, their DPS is, their burst DPS is very similar, and obviously this is gonna have better DPS on the sustain side than Striker because of that 30 round mag. Whereas Striker will give you the RPMs and a little boost to your reload. But this gives you a reload boost even better than Striker. So that's what the other thing that it does, which is a differentiator. Outside of damage, it gives you, I think it's 54% weapon handling. I laughed because it's pretty good. So yeah, your reloads get faster.
Armored hostile detected.
And then on the surface, you know, it stacks and degrades really fast. So on the surface, you might say, oh, the stacking, the degrading, it sucks, you know, degrades really fast. But for a sustained weapon, and they took that feedback and they decided not to change it. And I think that's okay. It's acceptable. If it didn't degrade, it might be too strong. But it's actually really easy to build stacks. So the degrading is not that big of a deal. I ran all sorts of tests on it and created some charts for you guys to see.
Damn close.
For assault rifles, Striker will remain the meta. We'll switch over to the devs in a couple of minutes here, in case they start early. Seen crazier things. You know, I think there's gonna be some interesting cases, James, about pairing up different weapons. One of the first things I'm gonna try is actually putting the backfire with the new gear set. Because the backfire is kind of a sustained damage orientated SMG. And it gives you 200% crit damage, right? Now add 525 to that. And you're at 725% crit damage. Plus, actually, it's a little bit more. And then on top of that, you're getting the weapon handling and the bigger mag. I mean, that makes a hell of a gear set. There's no conditions to it. It's just point and shoot. So it's really easy to stack. And I was like, wow, I wonder if they thought about the backfire situation. I really wonder if they did. I mean, backfire does feel good with Striker because it, you know, RPMs are nice. And 525% crit damage might sound crazy, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. There's some dimension return with big numbers like that, right?
Heavily armored hostile detected.
So it kind of needs to be that sizable in order to keep up with Striker.
You like that, Agent? Is that gun working?
The downside with running it with the backfire is that you would need to run the backpack to get the most crit damage. Unless you're willing to just lean a little bit more into the backfire, which is might be okay.
Securing the position
And the reason why that's a problem, not running the backpack, is because
That's close
it's
enough.
an SSG, right? And the bonus armor almost required. All right, let's kill some rogues and we'll go hang out with the devs.
Put these in.
Agent detected.
Gonna sit there, like a chump. Are gonna sit there like a chump.
I don't want to hurt you.
You don't want. What do you mean you don't want to hurt me? What does that mean? Hold on. Stay there.
Rogue agent eliminated. Supply room access unlocked.
All right, should we see what these devs are up to? Let's get things ready. We'll do a little bit of a sound check. I'll turn off the music. Do you want to play a game? 4 minutes and 47 seconds, so they have their pre-show running. Or not the pre-show, their starting soon screen here. So let's cut this down. Let's turn that on. You should be hearing dramatic Division music. Oops, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, let's make her bigger. Well, let's first check our settings. Make sure we're high quality there. And our volume is cranked. And let's go to full screen. There we go, there we go! How is Grumpy not here? Where the hell is Grumpy? Somebody call him. Tell me he's missing the show. Anybody not seen what's coming next season? Is this new to anybody? Again, we do have this special guest. So that's new. His name is Alexandru Birzanu. He's the game director. I know it ends today, huh? It's gonna be sad to lose our modifiers. It's always sad when they shut down. But I think you're gonna enjoy this next season's. They were pretty straightforward, but they feel good. Rate of fire, good old rate of fire, weapon damage. And there's some really creative ones though. So there's the ricochet one, and it's pretty nuts. I had a whole squad of like 7 shield guys come out at me, like literally 7 shield guys. And how it works is that if you just shoot one of them, one of the shields, it's gonna apply damage. I can't remember the percentages, but to everybody in its radius. Like 50% damage or something like that. It's pretty crazy. And I basically killed the whole group just by shooting one guy. I would like to see the Division 3 set in Louisiana. I'm a fan for it being in New Orleans. You know, I actually posted that, and apparently it was a consideration. It came up in one of these dev chat fact things. Do you guys remember? I did a whole video on it. It's been a while, speculating on where D3 could be, and we still don't know. But I was like, Seattle. My best top bets were like Seattle and Louisiana, and both of those were in consideration for one of these games. Kansas City. What's in Kansas City? Yeah, Bourbon Street would be good, man. That'd be fun. Kind of creepy, some black magic. That's what I was thinking, some black magic faction. Kind of like a voodoo faction. Kansas City. There's an old guy checking in. Is that you, Skelly? Is that you, brother? 44 months, man. Right on, right on, right on. Yeah, I'm excited about the season, man. I was kind of hooked, I was kind of hooked when I was playing it in the PTS. Here we go, here we go.
And we're live. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. And welcome
No
to my
Yannick?
special guest,
Wow.
who used to be a host, but now it's here as my special guest. Daria, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm fantastic. I'm super excited for today because today we have the special report for Year 7, Season 2, the PACT. So we're going to discuss a lot of the things that are coming to Division tomorrow. And yeah, I'm super excited because this stream is very special for us. We're going to have a special guest from Bucharest. So yeah, we're trying to do a lot of different things. We had Fire Alarm. We had Anais losing her voice in Gamescom. I don't know what's going to happen
Now
today.
it's me in the studio, and I'm not a special guest. See, there is going to be someone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Something even better than that.
But the thing here is that we're super excited to have this stream, and the first thing I need to tell the community is that eventually, randomly, in your screen, you're gonna see a code for a giveaway that we're running for the Kitty Fluffy Kiss bundle. So if you want a backpack with a cat, you should be ready to just redeem it. It's gonna be on screen. I don't know when, I don't know where. So just
I
be
kind of
quick
don't want to
and get yours.
backpack with a cat.
Do you have it already?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
yeah.
That was the first thing that I grabbed when we released it.
Cool. So we're gonna talk about a lot.
Where are we gonna put the
on
code?
the PACT, but we're gonna start this stream with a quick recap about what we done in the past few weeks. I think this year we had a lot of stuff in the last season. Like after Brooklyn, we had so many things going on. And now let's talk about Gamescom because yeah, I wasn't there. I think you were not.
I also wasn't there. Yeah, none of us were there. But
they were there. They had a lot of fun. You can see there, Yannick, Julian, Louis, Anais was there. Everybody saw that Anais lost her voice. We had a meet and greet with the players, like cosplayers. It looks like it was an amazing moment for us to connect with the community, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes me really miss those special moments, but that's what it is. Maybe next time.
Yeah, it's like Home Alone, like we were Kevin. We stayed in Sweden and we watched our friends having fun there. But yeah, it was super special for us because we got the opportunity to see the community again, to connect, to answer questions, sign posters. We had a lot of important things being disclaimed there. And one of the things that we did there was opening up registrations for the ETF again. So I'm proud to say, and a little bit concerned, that we got over 3,000 applications for
Wow.
ETF. So it's a lot to process.
lot.
It's
That's
going to
crazy.
take some time to review everything and to make sure that we're picking
We
the
all
right
have an
people
opinion, huh?
to join us in this new moment, because the ETF has been here for longer, but this is just another opportunity to get fresh participants in there. So we got excited for what's coming in the future. And talking about that, one of the things that we're going to have in the future is the Resurgence upcoming closed playtest. So you see on the screen, right now on the screen, you can see the QR code. If you want to participate in future closed tests, just register yourself. I think we have a closed test very soon in Romania, but I know that they have plans. The Resurgence team has plans to do more often with different.
test for
with
Romania
different regions
starts
as well.
tomorrow.
So just Register there.
By the
This
way.
is the place you should go if you want to participate in the
thought that
future
was
and
weird.
be part of
They're
Division
launching
on
Division 2
the mobile
on
form.
the 9th. And the playtest
Oh,
for
right.
Resurgence on the 9th.
And obviously, we cannot come here after everything we said in Gamescom and not talk about Survivors, right? So, during Gamescom, we had Magnus Jansen, the creative director for Survivors, and he talked a little bit about this experience that we have been teasing the players a lot on socials. It was like a huge success, the number of engagement that we saw from the community. They're really into Survivors. And yeah, when can we expect more info for Survivors, Dalia?
So you just decided to put me on the spot. No, actually there is gonna be absolutely more communication coming very soon, actually in the coming months. So the next big thing is definitely gonna be in October.
Okay.
I cannot tell you what specifically that is gonna be, but be on the lookout if you're interested to learn more about Survivors.
Yeah, no, and this is something that we're super excited because we noticed how excited the community was about that. So opening registrations for ETF,
I suspect
everything
this is
that
gonna
we're
launch
trying
at the
to
end
do
of
is to make
February.
sure that we're going to include
my guess.
the community in the development of Survivors. So Magnus already hinted something about the name. I'm not going to make any comment on that. I'm just going to refresh people about what he said. But yeah, we're super excited for Survivors. So October is the next day that we can expect any news for how the development is going. Cool. Also, finally, we also talk in Gamescom about the upcoming season, the season for the third season of this year. That is Mutiny. So yeah, this is the key art. I know that you as a product manager work a lot
call
in
it season 4?
preparing everything for the seasons. What can you tell us about
season
what's
3,
coming? I know
right?
that it's very early, so we're not here to talk about this season. But yeah, first takes on that.
So yeah, without giving way too many spoilers, I think that this art should tell you a little bit the story, the narrative behind it, and specifically these two nice young gentlemen pointing the guns at each other. That might give you a good explanation as to what is supposed to happen during the season, but without going into too many details, I might definitely say that the NPC companion that Yannick hinted at during Gamescom is definitely the outcome of this altercation that we can see on this key art.
Okay, and I saw a lot of people asking if the NPC companion is going to be a dog. I know that you're a cat lover, but are we going to have NPC dogs as companion for the season?
I mean, no hate to dogs, but not this time,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay, so no dogs for...
I mean, there are no dogs on the key art, so...
Yeah, that's a good observation. All right, so we cover everything that we talked during Gamescom for the upcoming feature of the franchise. Now it's time to talk about what's coming tomorrow. The PACT is launching tomorrow, and yeah, we're super excited for this new season. This is going to be my second season since I joined the team, and it features...
It's weird. It feels like we've been working together for a
years.
decade now.
Yes, yes, definitely. But yeah, I'm super excited for that, and we're gonna have a special guest to discuss about that as well. But first, we're gonna watch the trailer for the PACT, the new season for Division 2.
Time and again, our enemies have risen up. Time and again, you've beaten them back. You've held the worst this world has to offer at bay. Carved out safe places where people can build new lives. But our enemies are getting tired of losing. Now, 3 of our greatest threats are joining forces against us. The hyenas, the outcasts, and the true sons. We've never faced a threat on this scale before. The streets of DC are on fire. You have to stop them. You have to break the pact.
Yay! They're silent. They're on mute. They don't know they're muted. Or is it just me? Unmute.
in our ears.
There we go.
Okay.
We're back.
Okay,
Okay,
audio is back.
Audio is back.
Awesome.
Nice. So nobody would hear what we were talking about.
Yes, yes, all the
It's a
secrets
big
that we just
secret,
revealed.
yeah.
So before we introduce our special guest, I want to ask for you specifically about the narrative of this new season, because we don't want to spoil anything for the community, but I want to understand like what players can expect from the PACT.
So, to not give a lot of spoilers, basically what we just saw in the trailer that gives you the premise of the season, the main theme being alliance between our rival factions and also fight for territory control. So that, of course, is going to be the silver lining, not only for the story, but also for the game features that we're going to get in the season, the modifiers, and we'll talk about it later. But we just saw that Outcast's true sons and hyenas are forming a pact. And it's up to us to uncover what this pact is about, what's happening, why they decided to unite against everything that Shade Agents stand for. So let's see, of course, there is going to be a bit more than that, but it's up to us to find out as to why this is happening and, of course, prevent them from uniting.
Awesome. I'm super excited for that because I'm just going through the story now. I just finished Warlords of New York this weekend, so I'm running against the time to get all the narrative information to put everything together. So I'm super excited to get to the point that
Somebody
the
send
community
this
is in
guy the
terms of
cliff
narrative.
notes.
Okay, I talked too much about my personal experience, but now it's time to talk about our special guest. So directly from the Bucharest team, the Bucharest studio, I'm here with finally Alexandru Birzanu, our game director. How are you going?
Hi there, everybody. I'm Alexandru Birzanu. I'm the game director from Division 2, and what a blast it is to finally be here together, sharing this stream.
I'm super excited. I'm super glad that I have you here because the community has been asking for you for a long time. They want to see your face. They are tired of just Yannick giving the answers. Now it's your time to compromise yourself with answers for the community. So how do you feel about the fact that you're finally now revealing your true self to the community?
My true self, right? So Kelso had to go, but also Yannick had to go on holiday. Wave to Yannick, everyone. Hopefully he's at the beach somewhere enjoying life. But no, it's super exciting to be able to be on stream, to have the community.
Real Division players don't
the first
take
time.
vacations.
And we're doing this for the first time on our end. So hopefully no technical issues, no fire alarms at the very least. And let's talk about season 2.
Yeah. But before season 2, I'm sorry, I need to ask that because a lot of people don't know the difference between you and Yannick when it comes to your title, because Yannick is the creative director for Division 2 and you are the game director. So can you tell us a little bit about this difference, how you guys work together?
For sure. So the two of us, we definitely work very closely together. Yannick, as the creative director, he holds the vision of the game, and it's my job as the game director to make sure that we, as the entire team with all of the departments, we stick true to that vision. I mostly touch on everything gameplay related. So if there's something that's happening on screen, if there's a number that's being tweaked somewhere, I'm probably the person that's handling the day-to-day, and we check in with Yannick super often to make sure that we're on track, that we're delivering the player fantasy that he envisioned for a particular feature.
Awesome. And I was just talking to Daria about what the PACT is gonna be like, the narrative, and one of the things that I have here to ask you first is how we're trying to connect the gameplay that we're gonna offer to our players in this new season with the narrative that she was just talking about.
For sure. So in this season, as Daria said, the factions are doing something weird where they're trying to unite against the player. So this season, it's mostly about the factions. In terms of gameplay, they're reacting to the player's action, and we're going to go into detail a bit more, but it's the struggle of territory control between us, the agents, and then the factions.
And going to the main point of this season, I think that's one of the most anticipated features, at least by me, since I knew about that. We have the big new addition that actually is going to be a permanent addition, that is Retaliation. So Daria, have you played Retaliations already?
I mean, tried a little bit, yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Because for me, that's my favorite feature. I love the open world. I love to be the neighborhood hero, like go there and and clean the control points, all of that. So, Alex, can you tell us a little bit more about your work with Retaliation? What is Retaliation for those who haven't played the PTS yet?
Yeah, for sure. So if you like cleaning control points, there's going to be a lot of that this season. Basically, throughout the season, your actions will trigger hostile responses from the enemy factions. This is both in DC, Brooklyn, and Warlords of New York. Killing off enemies as you usually do, capturing control points, doing missions that will fill up an agitation meter. Once it reaches 100% with the faction, that faction will pick a particular name zone that they're going to then try to conquer. And it's up to you to retaliate against them, drop into that name zone, clear out all of the control points, but you have a set amount of time to do that. So there's also this element of pressure and high stakes. And yeah, and there's also an interesting surprise with a special enemy that we've prepared this season.
Yeah, that's the next topic I want to discuss here, because you're not just cleaning control points, but at some point you can get surprised by what we call elite, the kill squads, right? So they are super powerful, as I know, and how that connects with the whole objective that we're trying to offer to the player. So they're trying to get the control points, and then these guys will jump from nowhere and try to kill them.
Yeah, so when you engage in retaliation against a faction, that particular faction can call for backup out of nowhere, either members of their own faction or specially hired mercenaries. Like Leo said, they're elite enemies. They ambush you, they come out of nowhere, and they have only one goal: to eliminate you as soon as possible.
Is that
We've
the code?
That players want.
Did you see that?
Challenge time and time again. I think the introduction of kill squads, from what I've been seeing from live
That might have been the
streams,
code on the screen.
videos,
It's very small. It was
we're
in the
doing
corner.
a great job with them so far in terms of challenge.
And from what I remember, that's also a timed mission, right? Because we can see the small timer, and eliminating the enemies from the kill squad successfully would allow you to get a little bit more time, right?
Did anybody else see it, or was that
Each
just me?
Retaliation, like
It was
Dara
on
said, you'll have
Alexandru's
that timer
face.
on the top left. You start with a set amount of time, and by either killing control points or by defeating the kill squads, you'll get a large chunk of time added, so that you'll have enough time to finish the retaliation. Killing enemies also awards you with a little bit of time, but your main focus is go in, clear the control points. If you have time and you're up for a challenge, kill the kill squads.
Yeah, the code is
and
for
make
a
it in
free
time.
backpack
Yeah, and talking
cosmetic
about
giveaway.
times, there's
It's gonna be
another
that
aspect of
meow,
Retaliation
meow,
that we
cat,
introduced,
cat, backpack,
especially
whatever.
in the second phase of PTS, but now the whole community will be able to join, is the maneuvers, right? So we're trying to give them extra reasons to get more time.
Yeah, with maneuvers, it's we're kind of wanting to reward players showing off their skills. So maneuvers essentially are different objectives that pop up on your screen. As soon as you start a retaliation, you'll have one objective, and it's available for all players in the party. And it can be something like to kill 5 enemies with headshots. Should you manage to achieve that, you'll get a chunk of time. If anyone else from your party achieves that, you'll get extra time on top. And once you're done clearing out the control point, that maneuver will change into something else. So it's one of the ways in which we manage to tie in this skill expression of the player with gaining extra time.
The introduction of retaliations also, it's something that we've been anticipating, because it's a new way for players to farm exotics, right? So we're giving them a way to get a more structured way of getting those high value weapons and gear that they're looking for. And I want you to touch a little bit on this topic, because when we release the patch notes, players will be able to understand and to see very clearly which exotic they can get from each faction. And I think that's a cool addition for those that are looking for the end game, right?
Yeah, so either you're a new player and you're just developing your arsenal right now, or you're a veteran player and you're missing those couple of items. Yannick, you can finally get the Scorpio, I think. So yeah, with Retaliation, we're adding in the functionality of being able to craft blueprints. When you engage in Retaliation against a certain faction, you'll have a chance to drop a particular blueprint that is tied to that faction. Then in the crafting menu, as you can see on the screen, we added a new section all the exotics. You'll get access to all of the exotics in the game. And by using materials that you gain through Retaliation, as well as others, you'll be able to craft the missing pieces of your arsenal. I can't wait for this. Finally, can do exotic craft.
and like I mentioned before, like if you want to check like how you can get each exotic, in the patch notes you're gonna have like a table with each faction dropping which blueprint, so you can target for there and get a new a good understanding of how you should shape your gameplay.
One thing I'm going to add is that on the screen we saw information for Retaliation for Hyenas, True Sons, and Outcasts, but that's not it. There's also going to be an opportunity to get the Retaliation event from Rikers and also from Cleaners.
Yeah, so if you don't have the DLCs, you can also get that as well, right?
Yeah, you can still get that. By finishing a Retaliation, you'll get a faction-specific material as a reward, but you'll also get, let's say, more generic
I'm
one.
guessing you
can
redeem
trade
it in
in the
Ubisoft
generic
Plus.
one if you just have the base game
Or
for
Ubisoft.
materials from the Rikers or the Cleaners
You know, where you have to log into
faction, and this
Ubisoft?
way you can still obtain
I'm
those
checking myself.
exotics.
Trying
If
to
you
log
just own
in.
the
I don't
base game.
remember my goddamn password.
Okay, a new season comes with a new modifiers, and the global modifier we have for this season is called Divide and Conquer. So it's all about the same thing. We're talking about territory control, retaliation, the pact, like everything is super connected. Alex, tell us a little bit more about the global modifier, Divide and Conquer.
Yeah, so for this season, again, it's going to be around this notion of territory control. When you have some stakes in a name zone whereby an enemy faction doesn't own all of the control points, you get a bonus, and if you have complete control over the entire name zone, you get double the bonus. You get all of the bonuses, sorry. So like it's rate of fire and increased damage, and this scales up to like 30%. And it also scales based on the amount of name zones within the territory. So obviously for DC, you've got 11 name zones. It's going to take a while, but the increase in damage is stronger earlier on. We've heard the feedback from PTS that it was taking a long time to get these bonuses, while for Warlords of New York and for Brooklyn, fewer name zones, so you're going to be able to stack this bonus quicker.
But it's important to highlight that it's specific to the map. So the bonus you get in New York doesn't apply to Washington because it's only for the name zones from the specific map that you're playing on, right?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, and now talking about the active modifiers. We have 5 active modifiers. They are, I would say, specific to or like inspired by the factions that we have. So we have Hyenas, Outcasts, Rikers, Cleaners, and True Sons. And yeah, now we have 5 active modifiers, and we have something new about them that now you can upgrade them as well, right?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about what we've done with the modifiers this season. Shout out to Dragos Like for designing this system. So like Leo said, we have an active modifier that is specific to each of the factions that we have in-game. What's awesome, I'll talk about the modifiers in a second. What's awesome and what's new this season is that we're adding the option to be able to level up these modifiers. You'll be able to level them up as you kill enemies or complete the retaliation while having one of these modifiers equipped. And aside from just stats increases, as you level them up, they're also going to have new effects. But on the notion of the modifiers themselves, again, they're like super specific to the faction. So for the Cleaners, we have Sanitation, where you burn stuff around you. For the Rikers, we have the Say Cheese, where you flash everyone in front of you and you blind them. I mean, there's a play style, there's a modifier that covers each play style, and there's a modifier that covers, I don't know, if you want to play more defensive, if you want to play more tanky. And we tried even to do our best to try to match multiple play styles with these modifiers.
And not only active modifiers we're going to have in this season, we have passive modifiers. We're going to have 10 of them. And that's important to highlight as well, because some of them are, I would say, faction specific, so things you can use against specific enemies or specific factions, and the others are more archetype based. So guide us through this difference on the design for both types of passive modifiers, and how do you envision the community using them? Because I can definitely see people changing them just because of the faction they're going against in the retaliation.
For sure. So this was exactly the mindset that we had when we first started working on the passive modifiers. You've got 5 general modifiers that don't necessarily apply to a specific faction, like destroy an assault, doesn't matter what faction, or whenever a grenade lands around you, it just destroys itself, obviously on the cooldown. And that's, like in broader terms when you're just doing random things in the world. But if you're going to do back-to-back retaliations against a particular faction like hyenas, I think the passive modifier for hyenas does something along the lines where when you shoot the shielded enemy and it is a hyena, your bullets recoil off of their shield to adjacent enemies. It's basically having your own mini turmoil as a passive modifier, and I think there's a lot of fun combinations that players can experiment with this season.
And just to finalize the topics on the modifiers, we also have the hostile modifiers. So it's how the enemies will be different around you. We have the out of mind, wedge, and overwatch, the 3 hostile modifiers. Can you comment on them?
Yeah, so these are meant to put your tactical senses to the test a little bit. It's not just about going in and shooting everyone willy-nilly. Right now, with the out of mind, for example, if you don't do damage to enemies, they'll have higher rates of fire. So making sure you place at least 1 bullet in everyone on screen is definitely going to help you against that. Then I think we've got wedge, where enemies get a boost of
I'm still trying to find the actual spot to
and
put
to
the
their
code
allies,
in.
and it scales
I
up
see
to
you're
the
supposed to
number
do
of
in
allies.
Ubisoft Connect,
So over there,
but-
you want to try to pick the weakest link every single time and just go from there instead of taking on, I don't know, maybe the highest value target in front of you.
Yeah, so a very interesting season, and it's so cool to see that all modifiers
Thanks,
they
Gilly.
are
I see that. I'll try that.
connected to the theme we're trying to bring to that. Like everything from the narrative to the gameplay, it's all around the same theme. That's something very, very cool. I personally like as a player that we have everything very well connected. And what's your expectation for the players now with the modifiers? Because you mentioned a little bit about playstyle, and I feel that we're offering them a lot of tools to go after the factions and understand their priorities. Like, should I get more time? Should I get the kill squads? Should I use this? Should I do that? Like even the hostile modifiers. Like how do you see players like changing the way that they engage with the game based on those?
Okay, yeah, it said it's not valid
I'm
for
hoping
me.
that with all of the
either.
modifiers, active
Trying
ones
to process
and passive
it,
ones,
I
that
double
this will
checked the
encourage
code,
players to
and that is the
experiment.
correct code.
Just having a mini turmoil
So maybe it's just not
at hand
active yet, or it was
within one of the
limited.
passive modifiers, maybe that
I don't
frees
know.
up a slot
That
you've
code is
been
correct, though.
using for turmoil, for example.
Unless
And
they're
it's
going to do
about
another one.
experimenting and mixing and matching. Obviously, if you pick an active modifier and you invest in it a lot, by which you
It's a
play
cat
a
backpack.
lot of time with that active modifier, you'll be able to level it up, and they gain new effects as they level up, not just stats increases. So I think I'm hoping that players are gonna experiment with the variety that we've put in front of them, and maybe they're gonna switch up their builds a little bit.
Yeah, and this is the special report for the new season that's starting tomorrow, the PACT. And with the new season, we have the modifiers, as we spoke about that, but also we have new gear. So we have the Urban Lookout brand set. That's the one that a lot of people gave a lot of feedback on the PTS. Can you tell us a little bit more about the design of that and how we changed that during PTS?
So for the Urban Lookout, it was designed primarily around the utility / support aspect, whereby was that the Urban Lookout that I'm looking at? Skill duration, armor reloading. So yeah, I think it was this was the one where if you reloaded, it would give bonus armor. But I'm seeing something else on screen right now. Oh no! So this is the one like determined, but it's not determined. In that case, yeah. Now it's coming back to me. So yes, this is us encouraging the community. Hey, have a look at this. Try something else. Mix and match different builds. We're giving you the option of like being able to do headshots in a deterministic manner. So hopefully this satisfies that bit for the determined players.
I don't know what he's talking
And
about.
we also have the tipping scales gear set. So
this
maybe
is no
you're
way
confusing with that because we
anything
have
like
the
determined.
brand set,
whatsoever.
urban lookout, and we have the gear set, the tipping scales. That's one of
I think he meant the
the
shroud.
gear that we put on PTS.
And
that we
the
got a lot of
shroud
feedback
is a
as
good
well
alternative
because of the
to determine.
LMG
It is.
and
For those who love
SMG discussion, like assault rifle. The players gave a lot of feedback about the stacks. Can you tell us a little bit more about your design choice on that? Like how those stacks work, what we're trying to achieve here, what we're trying to encourage for the playstyle?
For sure. First of all, normally we joke that we balance the game so that it aligns better with what Yannick is playing. Well, I'm an LMG player, and this is an LMG set, so welcome to a new age of balance, I guess. I'm joking. But yeah, with the tipping scales, I saw the comparison between this on the PTS and on Twitch and on YouTube, the comparison between this and Strikers, where you're stacking stacks continuously. While I get that there might have been a concern regarding how many stacks you lose, specifically if you're using an LMG and you have a longer reload time, we have this option of you don't lose stacks while an enemy is suppressed. So you have to play around this in order to get the maximum profits. And do remember that you're gaining weapon handling with these stacks, so this also helps with your reload speed. I think right now it's in a good place. As long as you play to its strength, whereby maybe before reloading you make sure that you've got 1 or 2 enemies suppressed. But yeah, that's not to say that I'm not open and listening to feedback as the season progresses.
Yeah, this is something very important because we know that just a part of the community was able to play during the PTS, and we are always checking the feedback, everything that you guys are sharing with us. So please go there, play the game tomorrow, give us feedback because we are actively looking for that so we can make changes as soon as possible to make this experience even better for you all. What we have now in front of us is the new named weapon. So we have Achilles. It's one of the new named weapons for this season. Now
I
you're
hate
seeing
when
on
they come out with
screen
shit
is
like
the
this.
Rifle. Any comments on that?
I just don't get it.
Yeah, so the two new main
Why would we use
main
this?
weapons, the Achilles and the Instigator in particular, cool guns, and they come with the soft spot talent, whereby if you destroy an enemy's weak point, you get a large damage increase for 15 seconds. It gives you ample amount of times to, I don't know, play around it. I want to say, I think so. Yeah, the Achilles is the rifle, and the Instigator is the MMR, both coming in with soft spot and perfect soft spot. So I think it's going to be interesting to have them in our arsenals moving forward.
Yeah, the other one that you're talking was the Instigator, the marksman rifle that we're seeing on the screen right now. It looks like it's sniper season because we have the Instigator and we also have the exotic new marksman rifle. So we have the Shroud.
I mean, the talent
that's
is the worst part about
a weapon
it.
that is very
it's
interesting
like,
for me because I'm trying to play around with
only get the damage if I had a
snipers
weak-
right now,
if I
and I
break a weak
would like
point.
to understand more from your perspective what
And what
we're
about the
trying to
enemies that
achieve
don't
here.
have
what,
weak points?
What different tool we're giving to the players when it comes to snipers?
So this is going to be, I hope, really interesting for our players. The Shroud is an extraordinary
call
sniper.
headshots
If
weak
you haven't
points.
had the sniper build before, it's probably time to make one. If you have one, I hope you're happy with what's here. It comes with a really interesting talent where we're introduced in tiers to enemies, and in the case of the Shroud, you get, I think it's 125 increased weapon damage to the highest ranking enemies.
I didn't see
you can
that
think
code.
of the highest ranking enemies as being the Hunters, the Rogue Agents, second tier smaller enemies, and the third tier being like your everyday cannon fodder. So in the Shroud's case, particularly against the highest tier enemies, the toughest ones that you face off on the battlefield, you get 125% weapon damage, and this just destroys. It melts, and with a really strong build behind it, it melts just even harder. I'm an LMG player, but I am willing to make a sniper build as well at this point.
And the other exotic that we have are also like kind of synergized with this one is the exotic gloves overdogs. So now you're seeing on screen the overdogs. You can see the visuals. And yeah, please tell us a little bit more about how it synergizes with Shroud, like what we're trying to achieve with this one.
So this is the interesting thing about these two exotics this season. They do reinforce this whole idea of a higher tier or lower tier enemy. If the Shroud was specifically designed for the higher tier, the gloves are designed for you to be able to kill off the lower tier enemies. This does mean that once you're out of normal enemies, the second tier is now the lowest tier enemy, and it just goes from downwards to upwards, while with the Shroud it goes the other way around. So I think there's an interesting mix and match. You could even match the both of them together, and this way you're in an interesting spot where you deal a lot of damage to both tiers of enemies. I don't know. I think I'm curious to hear what the player feedback is going to be as they create different builds around these items.
Well, if they just work,
how much
that would be
are we
helpful.
liking this tiered enemy system?
Yeah, and
It's fucking
before we
confusing.
go talk about the last exotic from this season, I want to ask about the climax mission. So do we have anything interesting that we can share with the community without spoilers, please, about the climax mission? Because I know that you've been working on that as well, and there's a very interesting new exotic weapon behind the climax mission. So yeah, can you share anything about that?
Avoiding spoilers is going to be really tough, but like Daria alluded, the factions are looking to collaborate with each other, and it's part of our job to find out why. It's probably going to be our job during the climax mission to maybe put a stop to the something or someone that's doing some nasty things in the shadows.
Yeah, and if you successfully deal with this mission, you're gonna get the new exotic pistol, automatic pistol, the Tempest. This is a very hot one. Like, we got a lot of feedback on
It's
that.
actually pretty good.
We're talking
It is.
about shield breaking
Hard to
builds
believe.
because they're trying to work around the talent. That's a mark for our meta, right? We're introducing for the first time an automatic pistol, and that fits very well with the large shield, for example.
I didn't think I'd like it as much as
offers
I
a lot
did.
of play style variants for
Yeah, but
for
we're gonna have to wait to
community.
basically next
So yeah,
season to get it.
now it's your time to talk about that, Alex, because I know that you're very interested on how the community will perceive that.
So yeah, everybody, finally, we have an automated pistol in the game. What can I say about it? It's crazy stats-wise. Like, I think for all of the players that are familiar with the balance in the game, the stats on the Tempest are just extraordinarily good, and we've designed it as such because it has such strong stats, and it's really fun to shoot. Like, it's just amazing to put a shield in front of you and everybody in front. Because it's so strong in stats, this time the talent that we attached to it wasn't designed for to be built around. It's mostly about just have fun with the gun. It is fun no matter what. In case you're using a shield and you run out of shield, well, this is a quick escape situation. It's not necessarily about building around it, but us giving you a boon in case you're knee deep into trouble and need the saving grace.
Yeah, so this exotic weapon will be available after you complete the climax mission. Obviously, the highest difficulty that you play, you have more chances of having it dropping. And talking about climax mission, I think now we can use this opportunity to address like what happened in the last season in Crossroads. Like, it was not what we designed to happen. We know that it was very frustrating for the community. So you as game director has a lot of knowledge about how it works for us to put out a climax mission. And yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened and how we are trying to avoid that to happen in the future as well?
Yeah, for sure. So it was an unfortunate situation, but I'm glad we're past it. Yes, part of my job is to sit down and play every single part of the game. So whether that's Retaliation, whether that's each season's climax, and we did play it a bunch. The thing that's important to note, and maybe players don't have that much visibility, is our own environment isn't reproduced one-to-one with the live environment, so we can playtest all we want, and everything can be working perfectly on our end. And then when we push the patch to live, sometimes stuff on the live environment doesn't add up to what we had tried. I promise you, we tried a lot of builds. You don't want to know how OP the Warhound was before we nerfed it several times. But yeah, it's a shame when things like these happen, and we're doing our best to change our environment so that it matches more this live environment, so bugs don't slip past us. I'm really sorry for what happened, but I'm really glad with everyone getting to see the finale with Miss Fluffy Kiss Kiss.
Yeah, Alex, I think that was all from your part of the gameplay for this stream. I need to say that it was incredible to have you here. I'm super happy to be able to feature new devs on screen. Like now we have the community knows that we have a lot of people in Bucharest working very hard on Division 2 and being part of the success that has been this game for so many years. And now we are finally able to show to the people, like put a spotlight on some of the devs who are doing this amazing job. And for me, it's super cool to have you here.
He had a good answer about
so much for your time. And do you want to say anything?
Because it did suck for
any
people.
final words for today for our community?
He laid it out there how it is.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me. A massive shout out to the entire team that worked on Retaliation. I'm super proud of what we're shipping tomorrow, and I hope players will enjoy this new activity. Thank you so much for having me, and peace.
Thank you so much, Alex.
It is always awkward signing out.
That was packed. We covered a lot of information, right? But I think that season is going to be super cool. It launches tomorrow, so if you don't know yet what are your plans for this week, now you know. Like just go there, try Retaliations. I know that especially the console players, they didn't have the chance to go through Retaliations on PTS, so I'm super excited to see their feedback as well. Now they're gonna experience that, and yeah, with the new season, it comes a new season pass as well, right?
Yeah, sure. But before we move to that, I think I have one comment about Retaliation that I think is very important for us to mention here, is that Retaliation is a new feature here to stay. So it's not only going to be available during the PACT season. Once the PACT season is over, Retaliation is going to be available. Anyway, so whoever is already counting, the seconds before they can start farming the new exotics, trust me, there is going to be a lot of opportunities to do that.
Yeah, that's actually very important. I think you mentioned something that is key for us here in Division 2, because after so many years of live game now, these permanent features, they come with a clear objective. Like you are a product manager in our team, and it's part of the reasons why
I wouldn't mind a Glock Buick.
Putting more time and efforts to give reasons for the player to stay longer, right?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, this specific activity not only introduces a new loop for you to acquire exotics, right, and to farm exotics. Of course, that is very important, especially for players who's been playing for a long time. And we know there is a specific community whose main attraction to this game is designed around that feature. But it's also something to spice up the existing open world mechanics, because I mean, we've already played, I don't know, liberated tons, countless, control points. But this time around, there is a new purpose behind it, which shows that there is so much potential in this specific game. And the features that we already all know and love, maybe someone dislikes, that's also totally valid. There is still something beyond that, and we can go even further with pretty much every feature and gameplay mechanic that we already have in the game.
Yeah, and so the PACT season starts tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of modifiers, a lot of you just saw we discussing about the new gear, new weapons, but yeah, Retaliation is here to stay.
Yeah, it's capped,
and we're super excited for that. So please make sure that you drop your feedback so we can understand how we can make it even better for the whole community. Talking about the season pass, and now returning to that point, every season we got a new season pass, and now you can see the track. We have a free track and a premium track, a lot of rewards, a lot of cool stuff. I know that the community loves to grind all of those items, and yeah, do you want to mention anything about the season pass?
Yeah, sure. The important thing to mention is same as
jacket is
the
tight.
previous season and a few
That hooded
seasons
jacket?
before that.
You see that?
Of course, there is going to be an opportunity
there.
for players to get a free outfit, right? So it's not only if you pay, you're going to get to dress nice. You can absolutely look your best even if you play for free. But on the premium track, there is an opportunity to get the return on investment and get 400 credits back, plus some cool stuff as well.
Yeah. Super excited for that. I know that we just went through Crossroads. A lot of people were farming those extra levels on stretch goals. I'm just gonna jump on that very quickly because we shared in our socials, but just to make sure that everybody's aware, we're going to give Mass Grant to the players the level 130 the Lexington and the level 150 the Turmoil knee pad. So if you didn't get the luck of getting those through your cache, please make sure that if you reach that certain level, we're gonna give to you as like a reward for the grinding. We want to be very respectful with your time, so this is a workaround that we're making to make sure that people got rewarded for their time. And yeah, we're definitely looking for all the feedback that we're getting from stretch goals because we want to make it better for next season, right?
Yeah, and before we continue, can I please ask George to help us turn on the screen again?
Yeah, something happened. Like every stream needs to have something happening. Right now, we don't know if we're live or not, but we are just continuing with
just
that.
hoping for the best, staring at the dark screen. Here comes George.
Yeah, thank you, George.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. And yeah, so real quick about the stretch goals. So players at level 130 will get the Lexington. Players at level 150 will get the Lexington plus the Turmoil knee pads, just one of each. And you can expect that to be a reward to you if you qualify in the end of this week, so Friday. It's not going to be like new season automatic in your inventory. It's going to take some time for us to identify those players and grant to them by the end of this week. So you can expect that on Friday. Okay, but we are going to communicate that on our socials so everybody's aware as well. A new season also comes with the new Twitch drops, right? So this time we have Twitch drops starting tomorrow. We have 8 rewards, 3, two exotic caches, one named item cache, and the backpack trophies and skins. So if you want to get those rewards, just make sure that you're watching your favorite content creator on Twitch and that you have your account connected to your Division account as well. So yeah, we have a lot of Twitch drops recently, a lot of issues. We know that. We're trying to make it better each time, and we're super excited for that because that's a way for us to offer some rewards for people who are supporting their content creators, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And also big shout out to Pally and his team of artists, because I think they managed to come up with the autumn themed vibes this time around. So you can see some mushrooms in there and some crows, which also brings me to our next topic, but I don't know if it's something we can start talking about.
No, I just want to touch on the fact that this is not the only thing that we are looking to work with our content creators community. We also have planned for this season a cool collab. It's going to be the first time in Division 2 that we're going to feature some of the content creators' visual identity inside the game. We're super excited for that. We have some stuff planned already. You guys need to wait to see how it's going to play out. But we're super excited to have 3 content creators with us for this specific season, but it's not all. Like, we have plans to do with more people. We want to increase our collaboration with content creators from our community. So if you want to be part of that, if you have like a favorite content creator, make sure that you tell us that you tell us who they are. So we want to know who are the good content creators that we have out there in our community. And yeah, we want to
they don't like to invite me to that stuff.
To flash as much as
I don't know why
creators possible in our game. And this is just the beginning of a cool thing that we're planning, right?
Yeah. Do we have the visuals?
We don't have the visuals for that.
Oh.
It's still a secret, but we're gonna have that very, very soon. So now we can talk about the thing you wanted to talk, because this season goes through a specific time of the year that everybody loves.
Yay!
Halloween. So we're gonna have a Halloween
show us
event.
some assets.
It's
Yeah,
confirmed,
look
and
at that.
players are able to see something very special in our screen right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about this event?
Yeah, so actually whatever we see on the screen right now, and I guess it's all right if I start with that, is called Huntsman.
Okay.
So it's a new NPC
That's
that
sick.
players will be able to encounter in the open world once
What?
the
We're gonna
event
be able to
starts.
see him?
But
Fight him?
Huntsman won't come alone. This character will have the army of his little mini warhounds. Yes, you heard it right, the warhounds,
What?
but they're small warhounds. And each warhound going to have certain mechanic is attached to it, and they will react differently to players trying to get to them. But what's interesting about this specific part of the event is not only the new gameplay that comes with this huntsman person that looks suspiciously similar to hunters, but we don't know that for sure yet. And the pack of small warhounds is that by hunting down the warhounds, you will get the directions towards the huntsman. And you will be able to get this very nice outfit.
It looks amazing. Like I wanna use that right now in my character. So yeah, that's super cool, and we're gonna definitely talk more about Halloween when it's closer to the release date, but that's just like a tease, and I hope the players are excited for this as much as I am, because I know that we have a few surprises prepared for that. We have more
That's
surprise
sick.
for the season. We have other things planned that
That's
is not
cool.
being
I dig
featured
that.
here. For example, we have Black Friday. You know that Black Friday is important date for Division.
Yeah. But also about Halloween,
sorry.
that was not everything.
Oh,
There is more than that. Like this year is going to be a huge celebration, even compared to last year, even though it was already quite big. But aside from this new mechanic and the Huntsman NPC and mini warhounds and the possibility to get the bounty for Huntsman and then get the outfit, there is also going to be a project chain. Just a normal project chain, something that we're familiar with, and by completing the project chain, there will be an opportunity to get another outfit. We do not have the visuals for it now because we want to keep it as a surprise, but I'm going to hint the name is going to be Masquerade. So I don't know, maybe it has to do something with vampires, who knows, because it's Halloween, right? It can be anything. But also, of course, through completing the project, you will also be able to get the named weapon. So there is two things already. More than that, we're hoping to have Halloween-style decorations in the game.
I've seen a little bit of that. It's amazing. Like it definitely gives a mood, right?
It's very festive, so yeah, hopefully
named
that
weapon
time
coming.
comes soon enough, because I can't wait already. I really love everything that is Halloween, and cats as well. So yeah, a lot of exciting things. Other stuff for Halloween, you can expect the skill VFX. We already had a bunch that was tri-colored, but this time around the team is working on something that's going to be spooky themed. So very, very, very interesting to see. But yeah, talking about Black Friday.
Yeah.
Another big thing for us to celebrate, because it's a big thing narratively for us, and like pretty much the entire game would never happen if not for Black Friday. So yeah, this time around there are a few festivities planned around that as well. Without giving out too much stuff, first of all, veteran rewards. Last year, I think it was earth-shattering how successful Lexington became within the community. So this time around, we're planning something similar. There is going to be a new weapon, and also tiered from bronze to silver to gold. So you can definitely be on the lookout for that. And you also mentioned friend referral program. So we're gonna be spicing it up with some new stuff, with some maybe new outfits. And it's not that I do not have information about that. It's just I want to keep some stuff for you guys to discover a little bit later. So yeah. it's another perfect opportunity for those who are reliant for friend referral. If you want to get some friends playing together with you, closer to the end of the season, around Black Friday, around November, that's definitely something that will happen.
That looks amazing. It seems like we're gonna have a very packed season with a lot of things going on in the game all the time, and that's some way that's what the community was asking for. Like when we had the players here in the beginning of the year for the studio tour, they mentioned like we want to have more things during the seasons, not just like joining in the beginning and playing the climax in the end. So I'm super happy. I know that we have more things here that we are not sharing yet, but it's gonna be an amazing season for our community, and we're super excited for that. We want to see how you guys are gonna react, how you guys gonna give us feedback on how we can improve. But it looks like it's going to be a very, very fun season for everybody. We're going to have community contests that I don't have right now. I'm not allowed yet to explain everything how it's going to happen. So watch out for our socials. Don't forget to follow us and be always taking a look on what we're posting there, because we're definitely going to do community stuff during this season as well. And yeah, I think that's it. Like that was a very intense stream with a lot of stuff. We got Alex, we got you, like two special guests for me. It was my pleasure to host here this stream with both of you. You've been here a lot of times before, but like for me, it's super special to have like someone who has helped to build this game for so many years now, being here featured as special guest and having like the Bucharest team. I think we are in a good moment to be a Division 2 fan. And yeah, thank you for your presence.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be back at this table. Love what you've done with the place.
Yeah, and just so you know, Yannick is on holiday, so he'll be back in future streams. Anna is still recovering from Gamescom. Like her voice was really, really, really affected by the hype. So
that's the true reason why I'm here, because nobody else was available. So. Don't trust anything he says.
And I wanna thank you. I wanna say thank you to the technical team who helped this stream to happen, with the Bucharest studio as well, the players who are watching this stream. And now to finalize everything, we're gonna watch the dev diary for the new season. The PACT is coming to Division 2 tomorrow, so we're gonna have the patch notes posted today, so you can check all the new stuff that are coming, the changes and everything.
Look forward to digging into those.
Super excited for the PACT. Thank you so much for your audience. And now let's watch the dev diary. If you were missing Yannick, now it's a good time to see him talking about the next season. Thank you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
The second season of Year 7, The PACT, is all about preventing our enemies from uniting against everything Shade Agents stand for. Recent intel indicates that the leadership of the True Sons, Outcast and Hyenas is planning to forge a pact against the Division. Agents must ensure that the pact doesn't come to fruition.
Disrupting enemy plans always comes with consequences. The Division 2, the PACT, launches a new open-world activity called Retaliation, which adds new mechanics to control points, expanding on those in the open world.
To initiate a Retaliation event, just keep doing what you do best. Keep the streets safe.
In the new Retaliation map tab, you'll be able to monitor the agitation levels of all factions. Once the meter reaches 100%, the triggered faction will retaliate by taking over a random name zone and all its control points.
Your mission? Infiltrate the zone and retake
Let's just hope this thing goes live.
But it won't be easy as you move between control
reasonable
points.
Time.
Kill squads. Enemy units composed of each faction's
we should start
elite fighters
placing bets.
will ambush you when you least expect it.
As you rush from one control point to the next, you'll have the chance to complete a set of challenges known as maneuvers.
Tomorrow's
These
gonna be a
will test your
long
mastery
day.
of the game's
We're gonna
mechanics
grind,
and
folks.
reward you with valuable extra time.
During the PACT season, Retaliation events are the most efficient way to earn modifier XP, which is required to level up your seasonal active modifiers. You'll also gain bonus modifier XP for each eliminated enemy.
Let me turn this down a little bit.
Retaliation,
I do recommend the premium pass, guys. Like, you know, I don't like to push things on people or anything like that, but it does give you a big advantage. You know, that extra 10% SHD XP really does help the grind and everything.
Tied to the retaliating
if you didn't own that
plays a key role in the
last season,
crafting process.
Retaliation is a permanent
it made everything a little bit
addition to the
longer
game and will continue to be available even after the PACT season ends. So gear up, think fast, and don't let the enemies take the upper hand.
With the main themes of the season being
But what I was going to say is like one of the things that they improved, so kind of quality of life things that you're going to get this coming season is
each name zone on the map.
you're going to unlock these global you're going to be able to get more out of your global modifiers
All
earlier.
of the control points in the zone, it is considered contested, and a rate of fire bonus is granted.
So you're going to get all of your active modifiers unlocked
Both the rate of fire
in
bonus
mission
and
2
an
of
additional
the
weapon
journey.
damage bonus are
All of
granted.
them.
If an enemy faction
All of your active
controls the
modifiers. So
entire
that's
zone,
pretty
no
easy. That's
bonuses are
basically the
applied.
first mission because you can skip
This
mission
season's
1.
set of active modifiers can be upgraded by earning a special type of resource called modifier XP. There is a total of
This is
5
wholly
active
new. This is totally
modifiers,
new.
which tied to one of the following factions.
You level up your
Hyenas,
modifiers so they
Trusons,
become stronger.
Outcasts, Cleaners, and Rikers.
The currently equipped active modifier will gain a small
Which I
amount
can't
of
tell you how that
modified
feels
XP
because
for
I didn't
each
have enough
enemy
time to
you
do
eliminate.
that.
Completing retaliation events,
So
regardless
that's
of success or
totally
failure,
new.
grants the largest amount of modifier XP. However, this XP applies only to the active modifier for the faction featured in that event.
Every active modifier in the Pact has 5 upgrade levels. For example, the True Sons themed modifier, Advanced Material, enhances your signature weapons and skills for its duration. Initially, the bonuses it grants are modest, but as you level it up, those stats improve.
You can expect each active modifier to improve in a similar way as you gain modifier XP and level them up, boosting their stats and unlocking new effects along the way.
This season's passive modifiers also reinforce the faction theme. 5 of them are faction agnostic, applying to any enemy of a specific archetype: rusher, tank, sniper, assault, or thrower.
The remaining 5 are faction-specific, affecting only enemies from a particular group: Hyenas Shields, True Sons Immobilizers, Outcast Scorchers, Rikers Leaders, or Cleaners Controllers.
To push back against the division, hostiles are gaining the following bonuses this season. Out of Mind provides a movement speed and rate of fire boost that keeps increasing up to a max cap if the enemy NPCs are not damaged for a time.
Wedge boosts the affected enemy's outgoing damage as well as that of nearby allies. And finally, Overwatch grants overheal to affected enemies for as long as their gadget is deployed.
As with every season, the Pact introduces new gear to collect: the Urban Lookout brand sets, Tipping Scales gear sets, 2 named weapons, Achilles and Instigator, and 3 new exotics: the Shroud exotic marksman rifle, Overdog's exotic gloves, and Tempest exotic pistol, available through the climax mission.
Designed to help you fight back against enemy factions, new exotics deal amplified damage to enemies based on their archetype, from high-ranking to low-ranking types, while the brand set gives accuracy and MMR damage.
Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium track rewards: 10 gear dice, 10 weapon skins, 2 outfits, and 2 new prestige arm patches.
More than that, players can earn 400 premium credits by progressing to the Season Pass on the premium track. The free track will include 1 outfit and 1 weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up and stand out in the streets of DC.
That green skin was tight. The one that was kind of glowing green.
By watching any partner
looks sick.
Division 2 Twitch stream during the promo period to earn exclusive rewards brimming with autumn vibes, weapon skins, trophies, as well as named and exotic caches. Rewards are live now through September 23rd. Don't miss out.
With the first yellow leaves hitting the ground, the spooky season is just around the corner. This year, we've prepared something special, so get ready to hunt or be hunted.
Introducing the Houndsman and his pack of mini warhounds, the new Halloween event offers agents a perfect opportunity to test their skills against new enemies and earn hefty rewards,
including exotic weapons and new high-end cosmetic items. And Season 2 wouldn't be complete without marking Black Friday in style. Just like last year, we're celebrating the dedication of our SHD agents by introducing new veteran rewards and relaunching the referral program.
So whether you're a seasoned veteran or a new recruit, make sure to invite friends and participate in a friend referral program to get a fresh set of rewards dropping later this season. The season is just getting started. And yes, we've got more surprises coming your way. Eyes peeled, agents. See you on the field.
Yay! I think that's it. So what do we all think? Pumped? That Halloween event looks sick. I gotta say, I love when they do that kind of shit. You know, it builds over time. Like the Easter event, right? Where you shoot the guy, they drop the eggs kind of thing. So we'll get to experience that again next Easter. And then next Halloween, we'll get this one again. And, you know, stuff like that. So it comes and goes, but hopefully we see it again, right? Next year. And then next thing you know, we just have this really jam-packed calendar with all these little mini events in between the bigger events. And it makes the game feel exciting and more to do. You know, more to do. Yeah, I don't know about that masquerade outfit. I don't know. Could be Division 3. I don't know if they're thinking that far ahead though. Who knows where Division 3 is right now, right? No, they're probably working on it. Yeah, but that's if you joined late and you didn't catch that Halloween thing, basically. There's going to be these mini warhounds. I don't know how many they are. I mean, are they really tiny? I don't know. But that huntsman got the mini warhounds, and by hunting them down, you get directions towards him, and then eventually you fight him. She said she wasn't sure if he was a hunter or not, but he was wearing the insignia on his chest, that fox.
Hostile control point detected.
Or wolf. I think it's a wolf, isn't it? Yeah, which is the hunter's symbol. So I think he's going to be a hunter, but who knows? Otherwise, what we learned, about actual season 2, I don't think there were any real surprises in there. I wasn't expecting any. There might be some surprises. There tends to be one or two in the actual patch notes. But from what they showed in the gear today, it doesn't sound like they made any changes to what we saw in PTS Phase 2. And I wouldn't expect to see too many changes between now and then, because it's such a short amount of time. But we have seen things where they could revert a buff or, rebalance a weapon out or something like that based on Phase 2. But they didn't mention anything like that, and tipping scales seemed to stay the same. It looked like it was the same, so that's good. That's the one we want them to keep the way it is, from the backpack and the stack. So they buffed it from 50 to 75 stacks, something like that. No, that wasn't the buff. They increased the base stack of crit damage from 2 to 4, and then increased the backpack from 4 to 7, which gets you to 525% crit damage, something like that. So it's pretty juicy, and so it looks like they're keeping that. And it's not overpowered. It's as strong as it needs to be. And that's where we want to be. What up, Quinn? Welcome back, brother. It kind of slipped through real quick, but yeah, the expertise system is capping at 30, so we won't see that increase this season. And then the modifier XP, I forgot to talk about that earlier, but that is a new thing. So we haven't seen anything like that before. So you're going to get access, and I think that's part of the quality of life. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a new quality of life enhancement to our modifier system where we're going to get access to our active modifiers up front more. Basically, Journey 1, Journey 2. So let me just give you a visual here. This way. Right. So in Journey, we unlock our active modifiers kind of one at a time, right? So we got one here in 3. We got target rich environment, and then we got another one, Salt Link, and then these are grindy, right? They're kind of grindy. They're better than before. They weren't that bad. So we unlocked these actually in a day or 2. I can't remember, but it's still a grind. But yeah, you don't want it to be too easy. But now you're going to be able to get them all on mission 2. All of your active modifiers. And there's only 5, but still. Number 1, you can skip. So that basically means your first mission, you're going to get all of your active modifiers. The other thing that they did is they rebalanced the hostile modifiers, so there are actual countermeasures besides your modifiers. In other words, they attach. You know how there's always the guy that gets extra armor, overheal. Well, this time they put overheal on engineers, and they only get the overheal if they deploy their tech. So if you destroy their tech or destroy their weak point before they launch that tech, or just kill them before they launch their tech, they never get that buff. They never have that buff. They're just a normal NPC. So that's a countermeasure. You see that guy, you kill him first, and then he never gets his overheal. The rusher, or there's the guys that'll have the extra damage and movement speed when their meter is full. As long as you put one bullet in them, it'll break the meter. And, you know, there's a cooldown period, and then it can fill again. So you can keep that guy's buff from ever really happening as long as you put damage on them. So there's countermeasures to all the enemy ones. We haven't had that before. So that's also a nice little bonus. And then the modifier XP. So you're going to be, I don't have a visual for you here, but if we just use this. So you're going to get like this very complicated chart on the bottom of all your active modifiers. It's not as complicated as it looks up front. It's basically telling you where you are now and where you're going to be, but it looks complicated. And so you're going to be able to level this thing up. So basically it's going to be stronger, and then it's going to increase the uptime of your active modifier, either by decreasing its cooldown or giving you the opportunity to extend its duration. So that's really cool. Because it gives you something to do. You know what I mean? You're not just going to unlock your active modifiers and then you're like, now what? You know, you're like, well, now what is to level them up? I want that. That's the next grind. And so that's why I think the quality of life on the modifiers being unlocked earlier, the active modifiers being unlocked earlier, is so that you can continue your grind on actually leveling them up. But so you know, I never really leveled any of them up. A couple of them I got to level 2, and they each have level 5. And they're perfectly fine at level 1. They're great at level 1. They do what they need to do. So I think that once you get them to level 5, I think that'll enhance their usability so that you use them more often. Integrate them more. That's what I suspect. I'm excited for that part because I didn't get to experience that, and I could see how powerful that will be. You know. Because so far it was the global modifier that really stood out and is the main show. You know what I mean? It was the headliner, as it should be. And we've experienced different things throughout these modifier phases from one season to the next, where sometimes it's the active modifier that's the headliner. And I think it was last season where the passive modifiers were the headliner. So we've seen it move all over the place. But in my opinion, the global modifier should be the headliner. You know, that should be the one to be like, yeah, this one's juicy. Like if I have nothing else, I'm running, you know, I'm running, I'm gunning, killing. But I can't wait for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. So I'm going to cut us off here because I got lots to do to get us ready. And it usually means very little sleep because I get up in anticipation of the patch launching on time. And so I like to kick off the stream a little bit early. And of course, there's always a delay, and then I suffer because I'm like, I got up early for this. Anyways, I am going to work on a quick recap and a prep video, everything you need to know to mentally prepare for tomorrow. And then, hey, man, we're going to do it. So first thing, count on this stream being live, and we're going to go, brothers, and we aren't going to stop until we have it all. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this season, man. So we're going to be back on schedule with daily streams. We're going to have Twitch drops live tomorrow. They probably don't start until 9 a.m. Like usual. But we'll be back on our full-time Division 2 schedule. However, besides that, in addition, I will be playing Borderlands 4, and I am also stoked for that. All right, everybody. I will catch you later. See you tomorrow.